All right, everyone, how about 3 quick cards and a bottom card with me? I thought we'd get the week started that way. Here, I got a pre-shuffle. I said, what do you want to tell my people? Well, that's you guys, right? What do you want to tell everybody here? Well, this is communication, right? It's the Knight of Swords. It's crossed by the 4 of Cups and the World. There's a message coming in and on the surface. This surface energy is saying there's a message coming in that if you just look at it on the surface, it seems like, no big deal. Well, it's not a big, whatever, right? Who cares? Right? It's actually a very big deal. That's the World. That alone sounds like a great reading, but why do you think it's no big deal? And why is it a big deal? I don't know. But you might want to stop and take a good look at it with the 7 of Wands and the Moon, because there's a hidden meaning here to this. It could be, for some of you, the same frequency of energy can play out 1,000 different ways. It could be there's you got to read between the lines of something somebody's telling you. There's a hidden meaning. Right? What if, I call this my Paul Revere card sometimes, right? I'm not going to talk about the fake history of it. Let's just say the history is real. And he rode through town on a horse, yelling and screaming, the British are coming, the British are coming. Right? The way these cards read, if we think about it, that's a big deal for what that is. That's a huge deal. They're going to come take over our colonies, right? They're going to come take over the country, right? But a lot of people he might have woken them up. They might have said, fuck you, yelled out the window, shut the fuck up, and gone back to sleep, right? It's one of those messages. It's on that level where it'd be really you might be inclined to just yell out the window to old Paul Revere and tell him to fuck off, I'm going back to sleep, right? But it's a bigger deal than that. There's some kind of hidden information in the message that's coming in, right? I harp on the fact of going deeper with this, and I'm going to give it a shuffle. We'll do 3 cards and a bottom card, because most people don't. And I don't want my viewers to be like most people. Most people miss a lot of shit. They miss a lot of things that people are saying to them because they're just not paying attention. All right? So, if you're getting a message from the universe on the surface that there's a hidden meaning, Yeah, my surface read, the superficial read says there's a message coming in that you won't think is a big deal, but there's a lot more to it. That's fine, right? But you're going to have to dig for that. It's bigger than that because of the Moon, the major arcana card there. That's big. The Moon with the World is huge. There's a something very, very hidden here. Let's see what's going on. Let's just see where we're at. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve Lovecherry, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. All right? I'm not a fucking Time Lord. See, the 10 of Wands. I want to talk about manifesting. It came back. I want to talk about manifesting here. Sometimes, I think you've wanted this communication for a while. I think what's happened here is you either felt it, put it out there too many times, you repeated the message too many times as something you wanted, or it comes in and you overthink something that you should just be feeling and going with. It could play out either way if that's in the environmental energy. Let's see, 3 cards and a crossing and a bottom card here. Let's see, 3 swords, Star, and the Knight of Wands. I'm right about, for the majority, playing the numbers here, for the majority of you, I'm right about the manifesting side of what I said. I think you put it out there too many times because the 10 of Wands is crossing the Star, and I didn't know that was there, right? This is divine timing. It's a lot of manifesting here for sure. Sometimes things, we manifest something, okay? We put it out there, and it doesn't come. It doesn't happen. Then we get discouraged. Or you yell at your tarot reader, it didn't work. Boy, they sound like that. I get that all the time. It didn't work yet, right? I always teach everybody temperance. Patience is the best, is the most important lesson in the major arcana as far as I'm concerned. It is. It's what's lacking in this. Everybody in this world today's got the attention span of a fucking gnat. Or a 2-year-old with a bad attention span because it's instant gratification. Everything's good. There's an app for that. Everything is, get it done quickly, get it done this. right? Even auto mechanics now just want to plug your car into a computer, have it tell them what's wrong, and then they go in and fix it. There's so many shops now that are popping up. We don't work on cars older than year 2000, right? All over the place. It's a real pain in the ass if you've got an older car. Even if you got an older car that needs an emissions test, there's plenty of shops that won't do cars that are older than a certain year because they can't just plug it in. They got to actually physically test it. Oh, poor baby. You got to actually do something, right? It takes time sometimes for a manifestation to get to you. There's a lot of shit that needs to be moved around. There's a lot of stuff that needs to happen for it to get to you. Sometimes if you're manifesting a new love, sometimes the universe finds that new love, the energy finds it, but that new love is with somebody else. So they got to pull their head out of their ass and get out of that relationship. It wouldn't have found that love for you if it wasn't good for you. But there's a situation, there's a problem, and that takes some time. It's not going to happen instantly. This is old. It's the reason I'm saying that. This is a reward for those of you that have had temperance, that have patience. If you don't, you've been a bit antsy or bummed about this for sure. No doubt about it. I get the antsiness here. And I get the Three of Swords there. This is why I'm giving you the read. Right? You think everything's going to happen fast, and when it doesn't, you get disappointed quickly. Right? So for some of you, that's you. For others of you, it's not. Hey, if it's not, that's fine. That's just what the surface read of the base cards is talking about. It's a majority of people. Listen, I've been out here now. This is year 5, season 5 of Steve's Love Tarot. I've been dealing with people long enough that come to tarot channels to know that there's a good chunk of people that just get discouraged too quickly, or they put the negative out. It doesn't happen right away, so they follow their manifestation with a negative. Well, see, I knew it wouldn't happen, and then that fucks the whole thing up. The original order is still out there. It just, by the time it gets to most people, if it takes a while to get to them, it's all mangled, right? It's like you ordered a new car, but it's got to come on the back of a truck from all the way across the country, 3,000 miles away. And on the way, and that driver is a terrible driver. It left the dealership brand new. By the time it gets to you, it's fallen off the truck 3 times. Some kids have spray painted their gang tags on it. It looks like shit. You got to be careful. Your manifestation can look like that as well. You can end up with a bad driver by putting a lot of negative stuff out there. So you have to be careful. This is definitely something. This is a manifestation you wondered whatever happened to with that 10 of Wands there. All right? That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to help you. Temperance is a very important lesson to learn in life. It's a lesson that even societal energies have forgotten. People are so damn impatient. They want everything now. They want it yesterday. And it's not how stuff happens. In fact, as I talk, the universe backs me up. Randomly at the bottom of the witches is a tower. That's going to fall on our heads eventually. You get people like Hawking that warned about that before he died. Warned about it big time. We're allowing our technology to do too much. It's affecting but what people manifest. It's affecting the soulmate cycle in a big way. Yeah, a lot of you in this soulmate cycle have somebody who's with another person. They're married to that person, for example. That shit takes time to get out of if they ever do. You can't just say, well, you love me, you don't love them, so we can't. So why are you saying we can't be together? And then get all mad and upset. Just the fact that they want to be with you, right? Would rather be with you than that person should be in and of itself an energy booster for you. It should not only make you feel good about yourself and show you that you're worth something, right? That you showed somebody what good looks like, what love feels like. That should make you feel good. But it also should, again, not just make you feel good, but also teach you something about human nature, Teach you something about relationships and why you don't just go into them quickly, because you get tied up. People get married fast these days, I'll tell you. I don't know. Anyway, I'm pulling on the star. I want to get on this thing here. Whatever. This is a common energy. If you're a tarot reader on YouTube and you're watching me, I know a few of the bigger players do watch. You know that this is a common thing. This is somebody who thought they were going to manifest something and it's just going to show up the next day. And then it doesn't, and it's your fucking fault. Right? Or it's somebody else's fucking fault. Or they just get depressed and sad, one or the other. That's not how things work. There's not an app for manifesting yet. Unfortunately, the universe sometimes has to move some things around. This is coming. Anyway, you're about to get it. All right? And you are. Oh, I ain't fucking around. I said this is an old manifest, didn't I? I'm pulling on the star. It's crossed by judgment. And judgment don't come out for a bang in a bar parking lot, but this is a resurrection energy. Something you thought was long fucking dead returns. If this was a Six of Wands, I'd say it was victory after a long battle energy, right? That aspect of it. You're about to get it. Whatever this is, this old manifest, this person could be 5 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, could be 5 months old. It depends how impatient you are, you know. You're getting this reading because when this shows up, this is your attitude. This is why you don't think it's a big deal. You would be that person who would yell out the window to Paul Revere, fuck off, try to sleep, right? You know, it's an important energy coming at you. Something you definitely that you put out there, the universe been trying like a motherfucker to bring it to you. It's about to show up. And if you're in this energy, let's put that down. This is just ants in the pants. It can go out as fast as it comes in. Can we phrase it like that? It comes and it goes. Why? Because of this. Because you're in this energy about it. Either you got pissy because it didn't show up, or you got sad because it took a while. Oh God, whatever happened to that? And then you kept putting in the order again. Which, as I've often taught you about restaurants, for example, pisses off the kitchen. It's a surefire way to get spit in your food. Hey, where's that spaghetti at? Hey, where's that spaghetti at? Yeah, you're going to get spaghetti with spitballs, not meatballs. I'll tell you what, it's kind of, you know, I don't think that's what you're getting here. We'll pull on it. I don't think you're getting spitballs per se. I think it's a bit mangled. You know, if it's that new car analogy, I don't think the gang sprayed the tag on it. But I do think a couple of rocks hit it from the road. It's got a couple of dings. It's not as nice as when it left the dealership. But it could be mostly because it just took a while. Long journeys, things get messed up at the end of the day. This is your energy when it shows up. But it is showing up. It's a resurrection energy. It is. It's major arcana. It's a big deal. It took a while. And the universe had to move some things around to make it happen. 8 of Cups. Why you'd walked away from what? Come on, why am I your second favorite? Look at this shit. Look at how it's coming out. It's coming back. It's old energy. I talked about it. I've already done it. 8 of Cups. You walked away from this a long time ago. It was tough. You stopped thinking this would ever happen. 5 of Wands. You put. It's a confusing energy. It's something you thought would never happen that you walked away from, and you didn't want to believe it would never happen, but you walked away from it thinking it would never happen. You see what I'm saying? It's this back and forth thing, and that is again akin to repeating the order over and over again. So there's a lot of, again, if it's that car coming from cross country, there's a lot of rocks that came up and dinged it along the way. Okay, there are some. Let's get judgment out of there. Let's pull on the 3 of Swords. This is the product of impatience about something you once wanted. You know, this is why my policy in life is not to give up on anything, you know, per se. Sometimes I think I might manifest things, and if it doesn't happen, it might happen in the next life. It can. It can happen all the way around in the next life. Well, then, and some people might say, well, then I'm not going to enjoy it. Well, that sounds a bit selfish. That doesn't sound like a high vibrational person again, to me. That sounds like one of those people that doesn't mind polluting the earth now because they don't, you know, it's for me, I'm going to be dead in 20, 30 years. What do I care about future generations? You know, that sounds like that kind of thing, that kind of selfishness, right? That's that kind of shit. That's terrible, right? You know, it is what it is. You should care about your next life as much as you care about this one. You should try to set that up. That's why you go on spiritual journeys. It's why you try to better yourself. It's not some selfish buffet here, you know. What's going on with the 3 of Swords? Page of Cups. It's a love you wanted that never got started. It could be that. It could be a something that happened when you were younger and it hurt you. The environmental energy is Page of Cups. An old love is coming back in a new form, or the universe is providing you a new love that you wanted a long time ago. It's coming in, ironically, because you're in this energy. But it's because you're in this energy that it might go away really fast. Nobody wants to go on I'll put it to you this way. Let's take it back to real world terms. Nobody wants to go on a date with this person. I don't want to go on a first date with somebody and listen to this shit all night about what your ex did to you. It's a fucking, I mean, you might as well be a pile of red flags sitting across from me. Okay? I mean, it is what it is here. What's the Wheel of Fortune? Yeah. It's coming in because you're in this energy, and you're in this energy for reasons I already said over here. All right? And that's why it might go away. But again, it's really crazy. It's coming in, but ironically, it's coming in because of that. And it has the potential to turn this around. And the wheel, it's sort of like the energy of the wheel is turning in your favor. When I see the wheel here, it has a lot to do with Jupiter going direct and the energies of Jupiter direct right now with Venus in Aries. It has a lot to do with all of that. It really does. A lot to do with it. Why's the wheel here? The 10 swords. Again, the wheel turns everything. It's pulling the 10 swords out. I said it's a resurrection energy. See on that card, there's a dead guy down there on the ground. See the dead guy with the swords in him? Yeah, it's a resurrection energy. Right? Yeah. The irony of it is it's coming in because you're in 3 swords. You thought it would never happen, or you just gave up on it, or whatever. For reasons I explained here. But because you're in that energy, the energy is right for it to show up right now. Probably a lot to do with Jupiter going direct. And it doesn't look like it sticks around very long. So you're getting this reading so that you pull these 3 swords out. All right? Chill. Be happy when the universe finally brings you food. All right? It's a very slow restaurant. Think of the universe as a restaurant. And you're manifesting, placing a bunch of orders. It's a very slow restaurant. I mean, I don't even want to come back here. I've already put in a request to not come to Earth in the next life. I'm manifesting the fuck out of not coming to Earth in the next life. I'll take any other planet. Just go ahead, spin the wheels, send me somewhere, right? I mean, it might be worse, it might be better, I don't know, but I'm willing to take a chance. This planet's the devil I know, and I'll take a pass on the second round. But, it's a bit of a slow restaurant that we might not want to come back to because the service is slow. But when the food finally arrives, it's actually pretty good. And this food's arriving. And this right here, you may not take advantage of. You might be so busy yelling at your waitress about how long it took that you don't taste the food, and by the time you taste it, it gets cold and it's gone. So don't be like that. And remember about the lesson of temperance. Knight of Swords, why is it here? Let's see. Let's see where we go. This is a very common thing. You might not like, if I triggered you because I was talking about this and you're like that with manifesting, just take a look at it. Stop being like that. Understand that it can take some time. It really can. I mean, if you order something from Amazon, it takes time to get to you. I mean, even that, it's not, we don't have it so it's like that yet. They can get it to you the same day if you want, but it's not going to be 2 seconds after you order it. People are very impatient. Lesson of temperance. Temperance is going to be, I fear temperance is going to be removed from future tarot decks. Why's the Knight of Wands here? Why is it here? Yeah, the Two of Wands. Yeah, I mean, what's fueling that? The world. Yeah. This is a very, before you dismiss this, before you let this get away, stop it. Okay? There's the world again, the card from the pre-shuffle, where I said it seems like on the surface this is no big deal, or it's something you don't want. This could even play out as a communication rather than a person. Maybe you wanted, sometimes we manifest information, You wanted to find out something about somebody. And what you find out may seem a little, whatever. You might just cast it off as, whatever, but dig deeper, okay? Definitely dig deeper. Look at that. Major Arcana all over the place. Make sure you give it some thought with the Knight of Pentacles. What's on top here? A Knight of Cups. Yeah. It's definitely a love thing or about a person. Well, it is Steve's love tarot. It's not Steve's career tarot, so that makes sense. Why is the Knight of Cups here? The Empress. What's the bridging energy here? The Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands. There's my feedback loop. You know, like a good book, the ending ties the whole thing together. Ties right back to the beginning. There it is. That's the final card on the reading right there. It's the bridging energy between the Knight of Cups and an Empress. It's the Ten of Wands. You're getting what you wanted. Don't let it get away because it took too long. It's a delicious dish. Go ahead and eat it. Okay? This Jupiter turning direct benefits a great deal of people in amazing ways. It's sort of because of the energies around it, it's sort of the wheel turning in your favor again sort of thing. Or the wheel just spinning again, you know, where it's been kind of stuck for a while. It's a big deal. I'm going to clarify the Ten of Wands. I have a chance to do it now, so I'm going to. Why is the Ten of Wands here? I mean, this is beautiful energy. It really is. But it'll slip away if you're too busy bitching at the waitress about how long it took. This is a manifestation. At the end of the day, this is a manifestation that took a long time. Sometimes they do. Sometimes it takes a while. It's not that you're not sure you want it or not. You walked away from it, and then you allowed yourself to get disappointed that it never happened. You allowed yourself to believe that it never happened. You lost faith. And faith is an incredibly strong energy that's going to benefit you, especially as Jupiter turns direct. The opportunity to restore faith and optimism is there again. Please do not be like that. Be happy that the waitress brought the food late. It's hot. They didn't get to it. It took a long time for them to get to it. They had to move around some things. Had to wait for a spaghetti delivery. But it's delicious. It's worth eating. This is about as delicious as it gets. A Knight of Cups and the Empress. I got 10 Wands as the bridging energy, which has given me an opportunity to clarify the overall or the environmental energy here of 10 Wands. Let's just see what it says. Oh, I love it. This is like my party trick where I talk and I throw cards and the cards back up what I said. Around this 10 of Wands and this star, what have I been talking about? What's the most important lesson in the major arcana? What have I been, this whole fucking reading, what have I been talking about? Temperance. There it is. I mean, I don't have my microphone handy to do a mic drop, but do I? Where is it? Where? Oh, you know what? I do have it. There you go. Mic drop. Oh, man. Come on. I don't even need to repeat myself, do I? It's important. Look, you're part of the soulmate cycle. There's billions of people in the world, almost 8 billion at this point, isn't it? Something like that? I don't know. Only about 20 million part of this soulmate cycle. So you're special. You're high vibration. You set an example. Set that example. I'll tell you what. 7 of Pentacles. Divine timing. Things happen in divine. This guy, he has temperance. Right? If you're a farmer, you got fucking temperance. You know that shit happens when it happens. It comes in. It might say on the seed packet, comes up in 90 days, ready for blah, blah, blah. But you know, it depends on weather conditions. Sometimes it's 90 days. Sometimes it's 70 days. Sometimes it's 120 days. Temperance. Temperance. Waiting for just the right moment. The energy is here. It took a while, but it's here. You always need to have temperance. Why is the 7 Pentacles here? The 4 of Cups. It's the great irony of the whole reading coming back. The 4 of Cups. It's the card that was between the Knight of Swords and the World in the pre-shuffle. The 4 of Cups. It's that apathy energy again. All right? It's just a double warning from the universe. I think this plays out on multiple fronts. So I'm just going to put a blanket statement here. As Jupiter goes direct, and as we move towards Jupiter changing signs into Cancer, the theme energy of the soulmate cycle, later in the year, I think in May, as we move toward that, things are going to start happening. You're going to start getting orders you placed a while ago. The wheel is going to start turning again. And for most of you, it's turning in your favor. It's skewed very positive because it's Jupiter in direct motion. And that's generally a fairly positive thing. Does it mean all positive things are going to happen? No, it means it's heavier on the positive side. Talked about that in a recent extended, I think. But keep this in mind as we do this, as it comes in. Don't be in all these things that you're getting, all these late orders can go out as fast as you can lose it again. And that will have there's a lot of feedback loops here. 10 wands, feedback loop from beginning to end. That will put you back in 3 swords if it goes away. You might be a little bit apathetic when it arrives, whether it's information or a person, whatever the manifestation is, because you walked away from it and then you allowed yourself to get sad. So you might be a little apathetic when it arrives. Don't be, because then it'll go away as fast as it came in, and then you'll be back in 3 swords, and then you'll be sad again, and then it won't be cycling back in, right? Take the opportunity while it's here. That's sort of what the 2 of Wands that was originally crossing over here was talking about. Take the opportunity while it's here to dig into it, right? Make some plans with it. Go out with it. Process it if it's information, whatever it is, before you just dismiss it. And also take the lesson forward with you that the 10 of Wands and Temperance, the lesson of Temperance, that the 10 of Wands is talking about, along with this 7 of Pentacles on top of it. Things happen in due time. Don't rush it. What's that song? You can't hurry love. No, you just have to wait, right? It's true. Things happen, whatever it is. Things happen in the time that they happen in. Things are moving at their own pace right now. All right? That's it. Accept that. The lesson of Temperance will serve you well. And also, faith, the return of faith and optimism is there within the energy. There's a chance for you to latch on to that. Please do. Okay? Faith energy is there. You can summon it in. You can call it into yourself. It's one energy that we could definitely call in. And with faith attached to it, following along with it, is optimism. It's there. It has a lot to do with Jupiter turning direct. We're going to pull on that tomorrow. It's going to be a very interesting reading. But I would pair this reading with it and Venus in Aries. Definitely. All right? Which also seemingly from the pre-shuffle, or from the, as far as Venus in Aries, from the extended, it's certainly tied to the thank you reading pretty substantially. All right? That's your reading here. I've said all I need to say. It's a very important lesson. I think a lesson that only people in the soulmate cycle will be able to get. Societal energies are never going to get Temperance. That's just going to keep getting worse and worse. But that doesn't mean it has to affect you. It doesn't. You could just keep collecting the good food and the manifestations if you want to. Knock yourself out. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, everybody who watches. Good luck.